We're going to get into this interview that Billy Bush did with Alan Jackson, talking about the Karen Reed trial, how he feels about this upcoming and what's been going on with Karen Reed's civil trial that we heard is going to, seems like, go through 2027. Yeah, we got a lot of information here. I will leave a link to this full interview in the description for you guys so you can watch it. We're not going to review the whole thing, but there's some key points I want to talk about, starting out with this interesting comment from Alan Jackson about what happened after the Karen Reed trial initially went down. Let's go.
Well, folks, Karen Reed was acquitted on all charges against her in the Reed trial, in the criminal case. But now we've got the civil case brought by the O'Keefe family against Karen and 2 bars in town, wrongful death, emotional distress, all these things. It looks a little different. Instead of 12, correct me if I'm wrong, 12 jurors in the criminal, this will be 6 jurors that you in the civil trial?
The court makes the determination, and honestly, I don't know what the court's going to decide or what Massachusetts procedure dictates. It could be 6, it could be 9. It's not going to be 12.
What happens
generally
in this hearing that comes up on Monday? It's the first big event.
Yeah, it's a status hearing. It's when the court basically says, what are we doing? What are we expecting? What are both sides expecting in terms of moving forward? What's this litigation going to look like? It's basically a look-see where everybody kicks the tires to figure out kind of what's next. How big or little is the litigation going to be? How much time needs to be allotted to the discovery process, the pre-litigation motion process, law and motion work, things of that nature. So it'll be relatively formulaic, but we, you might want to tune in.
Really?
Sure.
Are you going to go? Are you going to take some? Are you going to be forceful? Take some shots?
Anything we do on behalf of Karen is forceful. We're not going to sit back and just have the case come to us. We go out and we tend, as a team, to go out and be affirmative, be assertive with our movements. So that's our intention. We'll do that throughout the entirety of the litigation.
Wow. How long do you think this thing takes?
I mean, look, I'm not a civil litigator by trade. These things they count them in years, not months. So it could take a minute.
Okay. Well, Karen is
2 years.
I mean, the latest, she's serving 1 year of probation for operating under the influence and a suspension of her driver's license for a year. Is her car any closer to being returned? The Lexus SUV that they've been hanging on to?
Yeah, it's been returned.
Okay.
Yeah, the car is no longer in the Massachusetts State Police possession. It's in our possession or tangential to our possession.
Mandatory treatment program, that was part of it, right? Does she have to do that?
Yes, she's following all the protocols of a standard DUI in Massachusetts. Nothing special, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah.
Other latest news, Kelly Dever. You said Dever, and you were right. Because
Officer Dever.
It would be 2 V's if it was Dever.
Right? The difference between Eddie and Edie, right?
You were right calling her.
Yeah.
You should have said, you know what, ma'am? Actually, no, that is not your last name. Your last name is Dever. But anyway, Kelly Dever, who originally stated she saw Brian Higgins and Canton Police Chief Kenneth Berkowitz suspiciously surrounding Karen's Lexus SUV in the Canton Police garage called Sallyport, then later called it a false memory.
Officer
under
Dever.
your cross. She resigned from the Boston Police Department on September 1st. She was on medical leave or family leave or whatever all summer long. What are your feelings about her today? Do you have any, sort of, I don't know, sympathy for kind of a sad character?
Sympathy.
Her whole life, she's so young and she's just got any? Or is she...
Zero. No sympathy whatsoever. She's also a grown woman. Young, I don't care. She's grown.
Certainly rude.
She was old enough to carry a gun. She was old enough to carry a badge. She was old enough to take an oath, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Those things come with consequences, right? You've got responsibilities. And look, I take no pleasure in, I'm not going to dance on her demise, but do I have sympathy for her? No. She made her bed, as the old saying goes, and she's got to lie in it. So I think it's exactly what should have happened did happen. She should not ever carry a gun, carry a badge, be in a position of authority, running herd over the community.
And AJ, he wrote a letter shortly after the court proceedings were done for Karen Reed's second trial. And he said, hey, guys, listen, she needs to go on the Brady list, which means every time that she's used in an official capacity, testify in court, give any information when it comes to a court proceeding, people need to know that she's had issues as a witness. The other side needs to know that she's been a liability to the Commonwealth. The people need to know that she has false memories. If you guys want to keep her on the force, hey, do whatever you do, BPD. But I'm not going to stand by and just let this person who clearly has issues of integrity be a part of court proceedings. Shout out to AJ for that. He cooked her too.
It comes with consequences.
Alan, we're going to go to the chat section here for a second. We're live, so people are fired up to get something in here. Marley says, are there cameras allowed in the civil trial?
It's up to the judge. Normally, cameras do not go in civil cases, but look, think of Johnny Depp. So cameras were allowed in that case. So we'll see. I don't know. It's up to the judge.
Lizard says, what's up with the Jen McCabe texts that Turtle Boy got, but Karen Reed's defense did not get?
Shout out to TV.
That's a whole other can of worms to have to unravel, and we're not done fighting on that battleground. That's a very good question, salient question. It turns out that there were Michael Morrissey texts that we didn't get. There were Jen McCabe texts that we didn't get. There's a lot of discovery that we didn't get. Turns out, thank God, we didn't need it to win the trial twice. But it is questionable why we didn't get that stuff. It's pretty outrageous.
Wow. Boy, here's an interesting question. Do you miss the trial atmosphere and supporters, or are you glad it's over? And do you imagine that all those people will return and come back out?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. Do I miss the trial and the supporters? I speak with Karen pretty regularly. I don't talk to the rest of the team as regularly because they've all got businesses and clients and court appearances and things going on in their lives. But the reality is I never thought that I would feel this way, but I absolutely desperately miss that adrenaline rush. I do. I didn't think, I was like, when I was in it, I was thinking, when is this thing going to be done? Like, when is this going to be over? The stress was unbelievable. As you can imagine.
Support from the crowd must have just been like, you're going into like arena every day.
It kept us buoyed. We were like gladiators.
You're like LeBron, the lawyer. I mean, just going into the game. And Jackson checks back into the courthouse. Here he comes.
No, it was, that's what kept us going every day, is that the adrenaline punch that we got from the supporters yelling, cat calls of support, for me, for Karen, for David, for Bob, for Liza, for all of us on the team and around the team, for Evan, for the other interns that were working for us. By the way, Evan, I should tell you that I poached from Karen one of the interns that we hired that worked with us daily during the entire trial. Hired him, and he came out to California. He's now a member of Worksman Jackson.
No way!
No, I'm super proud.
A Karen Reed intern is now an apprentice. He's underneath.
Correct.
He starts with coffee and then he moves to laundry and then he gets he's already a paralegal.
That young man is going to court. He is sharp as a tack.
God,
yeah. No, it's amazing. This whole thing. So to bring it home, yeah, I miss it every day. I miss the trial atmosphere. I miss the fight. I miss the adrenaline rush. This is why I do this job. Every lawyer that wants to be a trial lawyer, I mean, this was the case to want to try. So yeah, I miss it all the time. And I miss Karen. I miss her family. I miss the rest of the team. It's funny. I never thought I would, but I do.
Amazing. Civil case is coming. Like we said, Alan Jackson is in studio here. We are live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. We are taking questions from the chat, and they are absolutely flying in here. But will you be leading the team for the civil trial, or are you just there and ready to, like the sixth man on the bench, to check in because you got some other things going on?
Well, obviously, I've got a pretty heavy practice here in California, so it's we as a team have all decided that we're going to divvy up the work apropos of each one of our responsibilities. And obviously, knowing that I'm 3,000 miles away, it's a little difficult for me to do some of the day-to-day stuff. But my skill set is trying cases. I'm not a civil litigator. I don't do law and motion work in civil cases, generally speaking. So I will leave that to the professionals. She has an incredibly talented team at She and Finney. Those lawyers are just going to crush it. There's other lawyers involved as well. She's got a pretty good bevy of lawyers to take on the laboring oar from now until the trial starts. I would expect that I'll have a pretty heavy role in the trial, but we'll see. There's a lot of talented folks.
I mean, you've done all of this before. It's kind of odd. Like, okay, here we go again. I mean, you don't have to do that much work in this time, I wouldn't think.
You know, it's funny you say that. I wondered when the first trial ended in a hung jury, and I immediately knew, okay, we're going to do this again. Here we go. Right, to your point. Here we go. We're about to have to take the laboring oar on the exact same river that we just navigated. It should be a layup. I've never worked harder in my life than I did in the second trial. It was double the amount of work, triple the amount of work. We had all the same information that we had previously, the discovery, thousands and tens of thousands of pages of discovery. Now add to that all of the new information that came out during the trial, all the new transcripts, all the new cross-examinations, direct examinations. We're dealing with a new lawyer. They brought in new experts. God knows what the civil trial is gonna present in terms of new experts.
Yeah, and they're also planning on calling everyone. Well, the main characters that were involved in Karen Reed's second trial. Well, first trial too. Even some we didn't get to see during the second trial. A lot of y'all were asking about Colin. Didn't get to see him in the second trial. So there's going to be some interesting things once the civil trial takes place. Honestly, I initially thought the civil trial was going to be short and sweet and to the point, and that they should settle this. But now that we're hearing, as I mentioned over on X, that they're going to countersue pretty much everybody. If you guys didn't see the video we dropped about that, Karen Reed's planning on suing Higgins. They're planning on countersuing the Alberts, the McCabe's. I mean, there's a lot that's going to take place in this civil lawsuit. So this is going to be something we haven't seen before or covered in this channel. Let me know what y'all think about this so far in the comments in the chat.